time since I've done a plant tour video. Miso? Yes, it's been a while since I've done a plant tour video, and the last time I did a plant tour vlog, I was kind of in the process of moving from DC to Virginia, and now I'm in California. So I just wanted to kind of show some of the clips of the plants in this space and how I care for them, and as always talking about plant spirits and just the way that plants influence my life on a day-to-day basis. So let's get into it. I also wanted to spend some time to talk about Joyful Dirt. Now this video is not sponsored, but Joyful Dirt was kind enough to send me a bunch of samples and give me my own ambassador code. And if you do choose to support this brand, which I highly recommend you do, you can save with my code, which I'm gonna put down in the description. But yeah, Joyful Dirt is an organic fertilizer company based out of Portland, Oregon. And I really love the variety of products that they have. They've got vegan all-purpose fertilizer for succulents. They even have one specifically for ficus plants called the F-Bomb. And I've been using the all-purpose houseplant mix on my plants for, I would say, about a month and a half at this point, and I think it is definitely giving me some results. You can see my pothos here is like massive. The leaves are so big, like they're just kind of giving Hawaiian pothos right now. I am really liking what I'm seeing from Joyful Dirt, and again, I think it's really awesome that it's a small business based out of Oregon. So you can use my code in the description below and you can save on Joyful Dirt Organics. I've been caring for plants for about, I want to say like 6 years at this point. I think I got my first houseplant when I was in college, and I honestly didn't know anything about plant care. It's been a lot of trial and error, and my first full-time job out of college was not related to anything that I went to school for. I studied women's studies and anthropology at college, but I don't know, I was really drawn to houseplants, and there was a place down the street from where I was working back in DC, and it was Rewild, and they hired me, and I was one of the only employees. There were like maybe 2 or 3 other people at the time, and I remember starting at that job like 2 weeks before COVID hit the United States and everything had to shut down. So I remember working all throughout the pandemic, and that was when the houseplant craze was like at its all-time high. And so I was learning about houseplants as most of the country was also like spiking in interest. And yeah, I just feel so like grounded when I learn about the ways that plants are so resilient, so adaptable, and I don't know, it makes a lot of sense to me that houseplants would bring this like joy and this peace into our homes. Yeah, so these are the plants in my collection. I have a lot of plants in the living room because, as you can see, we get this really nice southwest exposure. It's like, what time is it right now? It's like almost 6 p.m. and the sun is streaming in. The plants are just soaking up all of that good energy. And yeah, let's go take a look at the plants. This is kind of like our little jungle corner. So we've got a bird of paradise, a Florea, and my roommate's beautiful Florea that is just climbing and being so happy. And I've also got my variegated rubber and my stramanthe over here. All of these plants I've accumulated since coming to San Diego. There are a few that I was able to bring over from DC thanks to the person that I moved here with. They brought all of the plants that I was like very attached to. They were able to fit them in their car, and so I was able to bring some plants with me. Specifically, this incredible pothos that's behind the Work It bitch. I've had this plant since college, and you can see it's just growing, growing, growing. I've cut it up a bunch of times. I think they have spider mites right now. But yeah, this plant has been with me since college, and I was very attached. I also have quite a few Hoya. These are probably my second favorite group of houseplants. I just think they are really, really easy to care for, and I love the way that they interact with their environment. If you leave a Hoya in the same place long enough, they will eventually wrap their tendrils around anything that they can to mimic how they grow in the wild, and I just think it's a really beautiful adaptation that they still do this in our homes. This is another Hoya that I love. The tricolors are so special, and I just love the new growth too, the way it comes out, this like waxy pink color. This Marble Queen was also one of the plants that came with me from DC, and it's just growing, growing, growing. Misu. Hi, cutie. This is a philodendron squamiferum, also called the red bristle philodendron. This is one of my favorite plants. I think they're just so unique. You can see they've got that fuzzy petiole. I mean, it's just a philodendron. Like, they're super chill to take care of. I've cut this guy up a bunch of times, and I'm actually in the process of propagating them. I really love philodendron. I think they're just so easy to care for, and they have just a really wide variety of leaf shape, and I definitely feel like I'm in the tropics whenever I look at my philodendron, just like soaking up all of that sun. This one has grown really, really tall in the past, and I like to cut it down and then propagate them and share them with friends, or just like create new plants. I'm really in love with this plant. I think it's probably one of my top 5 if I had to choose. How the enslaved Africans in my lineage were definitely educating white folks about literally everything, like how to clean themselves, how to harvest, how to heal with plants. And so it's in my lineage. Like, I feel like I've been talking to white people about plants for lifetimes. And it's always interesting when white people come in and don't trust me, and there's just like this element of like disbelief that I could know so much about plants. And that's not even to say I'm like an expert. Like, I simply just listen. I've been doing this for years. We're all learning. Like, we all have a responsibility to learn about plants. I honestly think we all have a responsibility to have compassion for non-human living things. Like, that just feels kind of innate. It's really interesting talking to people and doing all of this like problem solving around houseplants, because it's so much bigger than houseplants. Taking pleasure in the fact that you kill everything and haha, I have such a black thumb. Like, there's so many levels of colorism and colonialism and like the ways that Christianity has us believe that there's a hierarchy of living things. Like, it's all so layered, so much bigger than the houseplant industry. But that's honestly why I love my job, is I just feel like I'm learning so much about people and about myself, and yeah, how to have compassion for all of these like really fucked up things that we were taught. It's all an opportunity to unlearn and relearn. And I just feel so humbled by the plants every time. Like, I am not the plant expert. I'm like, we are problem solving together. We are going to learn about this incredible plant kingdom together, and hopefully we both walk away from this experience feeling a bit changed and a bit humbled. It's pretty frustrating to feel the microaggressions of like racism and sexism on a day-to-day basis. I really, really want people to reframe the whole black thumb phrase. Like, it's not a negative thing. It's colorist, it's anti-black. There's so many layers to it. So that is it for the plant tour and all of my hot takes around the plant care industry and racism and land stewardship. I hope you enjoyed this video. I am taking a break from reading vlogs to actually just read, but I do hope to have another reading vlog in the next couple of weeks, because there's some really exciting things that I have on my list and that I'm currently reading. But yeah, if you also enjoy planty and like non-book related videos, just let me know, and I would love to film some more. So yeah, I will see you in a video soon, and until then I will just simply be pondering.